Howdy, everybody. I'm here with Sam, who got 10th place at the Rosemont Regional. Sam, what were you playing?
I was playing Yummy.
All right, let's see the list.
All right, won't take too much time on the obvious stuff.
Yeah.
So, 3, 2, play this card. I think we've already gone over this now, right? You have to play this card.
I think it's standard.
Anymore.
I don't think you get a choice.
Yeah. I don't even take it out when I go second.
No, I keep that shit in.
Yeah. I guess I can talk about like maybe things. Like the deck is not going to be itself very interesting, but I can talk about maybe interesting things that happen or lines. And though Grant has talked about this well, is that when you have both of these in your deck going second, you can search one with Snatchy and you can search the other with the Cupsy. It's just hard to break certain fields or to push through like back row.
You have no way to interact with back row.
Yeah. And then, the Engage. This card's really good. The best combo you can open in this deck is actually one of these 4 cards plus these. I think it's even better than Obedience Schooled.
Sometimes I'll look at like a hand of 5 stars, like I don't even know if Obedience School is like the optimal start here.
Yeah, I think if you open just these, I think you still start Obedience School. But if you open this one, I think it's like you can actually start with this. And then I play Pot. I just like Pot. I've actually bricked a few times with this deck. I wouldn't want to cut on the starter, and I find I can banish 6 if I have to.
Sure. We'll talk about what you banish when we get to that.
And that's all of the starters. Pretty obvious stuff. And then all the cards that everyone is playing. Purge, Imperm, Fua, Ash. And then I think a lot of people are playing this now. Valor.
That's pretty standard, yeah.
Yeah, Ogre. And then basically the only difference in the main deck between this and Triff's was Called by Talents. Bell, I just felt like was awkward into some matchups. So I decided to go with the Ogre because I thought VSK9 was going to be the most popular deck, and Ogre was good to main. It's like Ogre is more impactful in the most popular matchup, but Bell is kind of better into your worst matchup, which is Draco Tail.
Yeah.
So I think there's consideration, but my logic was playing Called By is broken going first or second against Draco Tail because you can hit if you go second and you hit the 5 mana with this, it's really huge, and I did do that once.
I think if you've got a card that trades for the spell negate, that's pretty good in the Draco Tail.
Yeah. So that's the main. Go through. Extra deck is also, it's Triff, so I'll go through it real quick in case you haven't seen it, but I can talk about maybe some things. These 3, and then this, and then the thing you summon. I kind of wanted to cut the second one, but in my very first game of the first round, the second one came up. So it was like the guy thrusted for Regeki, and if he impermed the first one in draw phase, if I didn't have it, I was getting cooked. And then Starham. This actually came up a few times in the tournament. I like being able to summon Cookie whenever I want. It helps you whenever you get Peruliad, you can actually summon Cupsy from the graveyard, and you can just give your opponent no draws if you start with Obedience Schooled. And then you can also, instead of making Herald in certain game states, you can also make Snatchy with it because it's a level 4 lower light beast. So, and then the rest of the stuff I guess is pretty standard too. Then the 3 Snatchy and then Typhon. This was actually pretty good. It was just a random game state, but that's kind of how Typhon usually is. It's good in like stuff you can't prepare for. There was like a Habakiri on board, reducing attack on my stuff by 800, and I summoned Typhon over like I tactics took the guy's detonator and I Typhoned over it, and I was able to beat over because otherwise I wouldn't be able to get over it because my stuff was too tiny even with the minion field spell. So,
yeah. You want to talk about the Nib interaction?
Yeah, basically like a lot of times against this deck, people will. It's not necessarily incorrect. People will hold Nib until you declare battle phase. So if you go Obedience Schooled and then you summon Snatchy on your 4th summon, and then your 5th summon is the Synchro, and you just keep holding. You hold as much as you can. That point is kind of too late for them because you're holding cards in hand. So when you'll be able to force battle phase, and then make it even easier depending on like what they have on board. If like you actually need to give it a little bit more in terms of like you have to summon more monsters because they have their own stuff, you can summon Typhon over it at some point, as long as of course if the summon is legal. And then the nib is off, like they can't nib anymore, and then that usually just means the end of the game. So just something to keep in mind if your opponent like doesn't nib on the 5th summon and like lets you keep playing. So, yeah.
How many times did you summon Typhon and win the game though?
I summoned it once and lost, and summoned it once and won. So
10%'s not bad.
yeah, not bad, not bad.
It's better than Typhon usually is.
Yeah, Starham, I summoned it like 2 or 3 times, and it was good every time. And it's continued to come up in locals and stuff, so I like playing it. Something I will talk about is I lost to, I believe he's going to Worlds competitor Charlie Futch. Yeah, I got contact seed on Obedience School, and that feels really bad. So I may consider the cross sheep. I played in the locals, got contact seed. I made cross sheep, and I won, so that was pretty nice yesterday.
Some people were siding cross sheep.
I
What do you
think that's
think?
what I would do. I think I think what you could do is side the cross sheep. When you go first, you take out this. When you go second, you take out this. It's just too risky. Yeah, it's hard to say how popular contact C is, but it feels really bad to just lose because you didn't play an extra deck card.
Right.
You know, I really like. I like the 14 to 15 cards in this deck a lot. But yeah, and I'll talk about the side deck real quick. It's a little experimental because I wanted to try a bunch of different things. So I did a very OCG thing, and I played 2 of. So 2 Bell, 2 Perulia. I kind of don't like this card. And 2 Metaltronus. So this is kind of the coverage into like multiple things, right? I mean, this can be played in the mirror match or for Draco Tail. This is for VS K9. Maybe you put this in against Crystron just because you're desperate for cards. That was something to consider. This card is great in the mirror. It won me I got 2-1 in round 9 in the Yummy Mirror. And this won me, these cards were good. They won me the game in the one game I did win.
Yeah. You can summon a cookie off of Metaltronus if you target the Herald.
I think it's Lollipo.
No, Herald is 1,000 attack, I think.
It's a,
Or does it have 600 attack?
yeah, I think Herald is 600 attack. Yeah, so I think it is.
You can summon one of them.
It's Lolly. No, it doesn't matter, but it is
Yeah,
Lollipo.
it's one of them.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of cool things you can do with it. And then another mirror match card. I mean, I think people know the interaction with this at this point. If you call Snatchy, like, kind of can't do anything. And then 1 Thrust. This was just for siding patterns, but I like this card. I might play more in the future, actually. I can talk about like the hand traps in a second. And then I just played 1 Duster, again, for siding patterns. And then I think everyone's playing the Judgment.
Yeah, it's pretty standard.
Yeah, and then I played Retaliating Sea for Draco Tail because matchup was just so bad. I was getting destroyed online playing against Draco Tail. So I just decided to concede and play 3 cards hard for it. And it did win me like a match against Draco Tail. So I don't like having to play this card, but yeah, I don't know what the alternative is. The matchup's so hard.
Yeah. The only like deck that gets destroyed by sideboard hate is like Yummy sometimes.
Yeah. I just kind of wanted to shout out my round 9 opponent. I believe his name was Corey. He was playing a very different build. He was playing like the Song of the Dominators build, and it was really good in our mirror match. It made me feel like I was playing a huge uphill battle, playing cards like I was playing 6 target negates in my deck, like Emperor and Valor, and I'm playing against a Yummy player who's not playing 6 target negates. Plus Songs is just really strong into like the synchro tag outs. It's like you get to play more Bell. Yeah, I don't know. It just made me think that might be an option. You're going to have to rework basically your entire side deck because you actually have to play real hand traps for some of the K9 decks. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that as something to think about because I originally went into this event thinking that I could just play Triff's list. And of course it was fine. I finished 10th. But I was thinking that maybe the deck was already solved. But I think there's actually still a lot more room for exploration in this deck. So hopefully I'll have a good result at Lansing Regional. And I'll be able to talk about the changes I made there. Yeah.
All right. Sounds good. Do you have any shout-outs?
Shout out everyone at Team Evo. And then shout out specifically, I'm going to shout out, where is it? I'm going to shout out Logan for being the perpetual loaner of Dominus cards. So for my day 2 Nats list, it was Impulse. And then for this, it was the Purge.
He owns everything.
Yeah, and then maybe shout out Logan potentially for Songs if I play that in the future. We'll see. But yeah, otherwise, that's all I got.
All right. Thank you very much.